Alright, so I'm going to go over my boss kills for R-Type 2 Arcade. These are the strats I use in the speedrun, but maybe they'll be useful if someone wants to do like a 1cc. Yeah, we'll start with stage 1 boss. This is actually loop 2 here, but I'm going to go in order, loop 1 and then loop 2. But the strat is exactly the same. So my visual cue I'm looking at, we see the door back here, that door. As soon as that door starts to close, I'm going to start to charge. So I'm going to wait, charge, and then as soon as we see that it starts to do damage here, we just let go. So as soon as you see the boss starts to flash a little, that tells you that its weak spot is active and it gets one shot. This works in both loop 1 and 2. Alright, here's the stage 2 boss in loop 1. So the visual cue we're looking at here is right here, the waterfall on the very right side of the screen. As soon as that appears, that is when we're going to start charging. So we're going to start charging. As soon as the weak spot gets to the edge of the left side of the weak spot gets to the edge of the waterfall, that's when I shoot. And then as soon as we let go, we're going to start charging immediately. And then a full overcharge shot on the bottom, and that will that'll take out the boss in just 2 shots. Nice and easy. Right, here's our loop 1 stage 3 boss. This is assuming you pick up the shotgun laser like I do in my run, because we're going to need that for the next boss, and there's no shotgun laser pickup in stage 4. But strat is my visual cue at the bottom is the back of my ship is lined up to the left side of the eye there. That's gonna line us up horizontally, and now we're just gonna need to start charging, move up, and this is just slow thumb mashing here. Really easy kill. The only thing you have to be careful of on this boss is sometimes this boss will shoot a laser out immediately. Let's see if I can get it to show it. You have to be aware that a laser can come up here. Usually it'll shoot it pretty early if it does happen. Oh, there it is. So you have to be careful of that. It doesn't usually shoot that late, it usually shoots earlier, but you just need to be aware of that. Right, here's an alternate kill for loop 1 stage 3 boss. If you have the regular wave laser, the red and blue laser, this is how I would do that kill. Is you just do this. It's very easy. You can use the same cue to line up. If the letter I down there, we line up. But the reason why I don't recommend that is because the stage 4 boss is very hard with this weapon, and I don't have good strats for surviving the stage 4 boss. So I would really recommend learning the shotgun laser strats. It's not very hard to survive to do stage 4 with the shotgun laser instead of this weapon. Yeah, that's just my recommendation. Right, loop 1 stage 4 boss. We've carried the shotgun from the middle end of stage 3, and we've carried it all the way through stage 4. And the reason why is this is, in my opinion, this is the worst boss in the game. And the hardest boss in the game. But with this weapon, my first cue is as soon as this starts to open, so as soon as those 2 middle cannons start to move, I'm gonna hold my charge, and then as soon as the weak spot is open, I'm gonna release my charge and I'm just gonna start mashing. And there it is. It goes from the hardest boss in the game to the nearly the easiest boss in the game. That is with very slow, it's with slow thumb mashing there, so pretty easy even if you don't have fast mashing. Loop 1 stage 5 boss. Pretty easy. We're back to our regular like wave laser. So we're gonna get really close, and we're just gonna mash into the top and middle one here. We're gonna slide down a little, mash into the bottom one. The only thing you have to be careful of in this is sometimes the enemy spawns are a bit random. If an enemy spawns in the lane that you're in, you can either try to kill it or you can back off from the starting position. And then other times, so in this boss, you shoot one of these, they rotate, so we don't want to be hitting them. The enemies can also rotate them. So you just need to be careful with what the spawns do in here. So if one rotates this, you gotta knock it back. A bit tricky. I'm not fully sure how to recover on all of them, but if you go pretty quick, for the most part, you just get away with it. Like, the enemies don't even usually spawn in time to get you. It's like if this one happens, I just do one hit and then I go down to turn the turnstile back. Overall, it's pretty simple. And final boss of loop 1. With this strat, it's actually very easy. The only thing you need to do is you need to get the pod on your back, or your force pod on your back. You can either do it out in this area right here, or you can do it before you get in the final hallway. I do it out in this area. I find there's just more room. But you have a couple ways you can do this. You can just wait right here. As soon as it opens right now, we're gonna go in, and then my cue for where to line up is the back of the orange sphere of the force is lined up with the front of that back wall there. So if you do this, just like this, the flames will move forward and won't hit you, and then everything else is running into your back. Fine. And then you can just do charge shots here. Nice and easy. Like there's no stress here. And then you could have killed it during that opening, but I mean, we're still fine just chilling here. No worries. Next time it's open, we hit another charge, a couple shots, and then that's it. And that's all the bosses for loop 1. Now if you want to get a little bit more aggressive, you can poke your nose through here and get early hits. And I'm looking at the back of my force there to tell if I'm lined up. And then you could poke your nose through up here too if you wanted to. And that's the faster kill, but the other way is totally safe. Like you're not gonna die. But yeah, now we'll go to the loop 2. Right? So we're on loop 2, stage 1. This is exactly the same as loop 1. As soon as the door closes, starts to close, we charge. And just about when the meter is totally full and ready to overcharge, you can just let go, and that's good. It's very consistent. Works every time, as long as you start the timing at the right time. Right. Loop 2, stage 2 boss. This one does take an extra cycle on loop 2, but it starts exactly the same as it does in loop 1. So we're gonna use the waterfall as our cue, charge, release. And we're charging as soon as we let go of that one, and we do that. And then I just hide down here. As long as you're around this area, you can get hit if you're a little too high here. And then we just do one more hit. Nice and easy. Not a lot of stress for that boss. There is a slightly faster kill if you want to be really aggressive. It starts exactly the same. And then from here you go straight up and hit that. It does save a good bit of time, but if you're a little bit too slow, you're gonna die. So the first strat I show is pretty much it's like 100% easy. But if you want to be risky and save maybe 10 seconds, I'm not sure exactly how much that saves. Yeah, that's the strat for that. Loop 2, stage 3 boss. We've picked up the shotgun laser again because we're going to use it on... I want it for the stage 4 boss again, so we have to get past this boss. This is one of the hardest bosses. Like, it's just a bit inconsistent. It usually works, but sometimes you just get killed, and you need to mash pretty hard here. But this is the best, fastest strat I found for this boss. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna line up on the eye. And then we're just gonna mash. And as soon as we gotta follow it down. And that's the strat. It's a bit harder. You have to mash a bit longer, and you have to move a little. But it usually works. You just, again, you have to be careful that the laser doesn't fire at the top. Sometimes it does. And if you're mashing a little too slow, the orb will shoot a laser at you. So I don't know, there's not a ton. You just gotta line up in the right spot and hope you do your mashing's good. An alternate strat for the Loop 2 Stage 4 boss, if you have the wave laser, which I again advise against because it makes the Stage 4 boss very, very hard, in my opinion. But there's a neat little kill you can do with this. So the flame down here at the bottom doesn't have a hitbox. So if you just wait, go up, and then you just mash. And you can fight it pretty safely from within. It's actually very, very consistent. The only thing you have to be careful of is if you move to go up too early, like if you move up right here, they're gonna shoot a laser at you. So you have to wait until the middle one goes up into the spot. You want to wait until they've moved one spot. So you wait until this one moves, and then you go. Because it has to come back down anyway, so you don't need to rush up. But surprisingly very consistent. But again, this is going to make the Stage 4 boss very, very hard. Loop 2, Stage 4 boss. Again, we carried the shotgun laser through the whole level. And what this is going to allow us to do is absolutely destroy this boss. So the fight starts the same as it does in Loop 1. As soon as I see the cannon start to move, I'm going to charge. Only thing we have to do is move up just a little bit. If you I'll show you what happens if you don't move up. That was with just regular thumb mashing. If you really mash hard, you kill it even faster. But if you don't move, like in Loop 1, you don't have to move. You do this. A laser, it fires right in the middle. You see it back there. Is gonna kill you. So you have to move up just a little bit. It's not even that much. And yeah, it turns it again into just about the easiest boss in the run. Loop 2, stage 5. Same exact strat as loop 1. Gotta hope you get a bit of a lucky pattern with the spawns, but see if this happens, just back off. And that's how I would deal with those spawns. It's you kind of gotta learn how to react to those spawns, but a lot of the times you'll get no spawns there, and you can do the kill very fast. I just find it's faster to be up close to that boss than back in the platforms where you can accidentally knock one into yourself. Yeah. And final boss of loop 2. This is also the strat is going to be exactly the same. You can sit back here, wait. As soon as it opens, you want to move. And we got our orb close to the back there. The back of the orb is close to the front of the door. And then again, you're safe to just sit here all day. It's gonna take a little while. The doors open at the exact same times every time, so you can memorize when they open. I don't know exactly when they open. You wanna hit it with regular charges, just regular charge shots. That's good. And there it is. Like, there's like no, once you're lined up in the correct spot, there's no stress. You have all day to kill the boss. And then again, if you want to be really aggressive, which is what I do in my run, you do the nose poke again, and then we're gonna run straight to this wall and do the nose poke again, and we're gonna kind of do this little dance. It's a bit scary, but if you want to be a little faster, that's it. Yeah, those are my strats for my speedrun strats for all the bosses. Yeah, hopefully they help out anyone if they want to get a 1cc.